Hello, this is Ian Aber, and we're back with another episode of Straight People, the podcast for straight people by queer people, because straight people don't have what? Enough. They control it all. They control everything. I say it every week, and still, y'all haven't done anything to usurp the patriarchy and the heteronormative industrial complex. But maybe after this episode, we'll get started on that, right? Okay. In my husband's basement, a.k.a. my recording studio, we have the very funny comedian and recent addition to the Atlanta comedy scene, Mr. Gabe Haynes, everybody. Let's hear it for Gabe. Yay.
Hello.
I know I do it like an intro, like you're at at a show for whatever reason. Well, Gabe, how are you today?
I'm pretty good.
Okay. Are you pretty and good, or are you pretty good? Both?
I'm pretty and good.
Okay. All right. Y'all have to look at his picture. Have you gotten a headshot yet?
I have not. I have not yet.
Girl, lady, sir, ma'am. I don't know why I'm calling you. Gabe is a very attractive young man, and his headshot does not telegraph that enough. Okay. But, Gabe, before I objectify you any further, this is Straight People. We get straight to the point. You know what I mean? Because we like to say that. We're straight there. So let's get straight to it. Tell me, how do you identify?
Bi.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Not bisexual, just bi.
Yeah. I mean, isn't it the same thing?
Do you ever refer to yourself as bisexual, or
Yeah,
is that
I do.
like?
Sometimes it's just whatever
Okay.
rolls off of my tongue at the time.
All right. And how's that going?
It's all right.
Give it a letter grade.
I give it an A plus.
A plus. Okay.
A plus.
We got one of them A plus buys up in here. Okay. Well, that's awesome. Usually I tell people they're very brave, but I know bi people are very sensitive, so I don't want to piss anybody off. First of all, I want to acknowledge how visible you are, and I can see you. So
Thank you,
yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
So tell me, did you arrive at bisexual right away, or did you have to find out what gay was first? Like, let's sort of talk about like you're born Gabe. Is that short for Gabriel, by the way?
Yeah, it's short for
Okay.
Gabriel.
And for this whole time until the other day, I thought your last name was Hayes with a Hayes, and somebody was like, "No, it's Haynes," and I was like, "Okay." Sorry, but I'm really bad about like either putting extra letters. So like Derek Marshall, his name has like an extra R, a CH in it. I mean, I just put extra letters. It's like every time I spell it, it's bad. But okay, so you're born, you're perfect, you're presumed straight until otherwise indicated. So when was the first time you knew what gay was?
See, my name is Gabriel. So
Right away.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
My entire life.
Okay.
So I knew what it was. I don't know if I ever like talked to my parents about it.
Yeah.
I think, just
Saw on the
being in
street from
school,
kids. Yeah,
just kind of
peers.
figured out what it was.
But it was presented as a derogatory, correct?
Oh yeah.
And was it
Oh, yeah.
was it gay as in stupid, or did they actually? Because sometimes
they were like actually calling me gay.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't stupid.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
were
yeah.
actually calling me gay.
and how old? Like from the very very beginning?
Like since like probably like kindergarten or
Yeah.
first grade. It's been a long
Did you ever
time.
complain to your parents? Why did you name me gay?
Oh, all the time. I was so upset about
Yeah,
it.
that's so funny. Well, at the time when I was a kid, my name Ian. I was one of the only Ians I knew for a very very long time, and that name has always been sort of like that's a gay person's name.
Really?
At least I don't know. The way I grew up, it was. But yeah, just straight up gay Gabriel. That's
Yes.
pretty bad.
Oh, for so long too.
Yeah.
Like to the point where like I would be asking like, is this still funny to you?
Yeah. Well, it was barely funny to begin with, but
Yeah.
it's like that thing you always see people do with names where they're like, how will somebody else be able to make fun of this name? What are they going to use? That's pretty great. Okay. So, and how were you about that? How did you handle bullying like that? Were you clapping right back? Were you shrinking? Were you like, did you feel unsafe? Any of that kind of stuff? Or
I think like I would get upset about it at
Yep.
first, like
Yep.
when I was like very young, because I was just like, people are making fun of me, like whether it was like funny or not, But as I got older, I just kind of, I don't know, I started saying things back, and I also kind of realize that like this is like the least funny thing that they could make fun of about me.
Right.
You know? Like I can make fun of myself a lot, a lot worse.
Easier.
Than they can. Yeah. So
you think that's where some of your comedy comes from? Is just literally having to deal with this one aspect of your life, your name? That's interesting. Yeah, I think a lot of queer people will say that you're either being funny to distract them from all the other things about you that you don't want them to be making. You know what I mean? So you try and change the narrative, and you make it, oh, I'm the funny one, or your sense of humor comes from how you have to have that outlook, otherwise you would be miserable. You know what I mean? Like life sucks, and all these people suck, and until you can get to a space where you're like safe on your own, you have to do something with it. And I think that's how I was about it. I was much more of a like, okay, well, you know, let's turn this around. But yeah. Okay, so where'd you grow up?
I lived in College Park for like a little while.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Tucker.
Okay.
Then I moved to Lawrenceville.
Okay.
So I lived in like a couple different places, and then I went to college in Savannah.
In Savannah?
Yeah.
And what'd you study in Savannah?
Performing arts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you use that in your daily vocation?
No.
No? Well, comedy.
Yeah, comedy, but
yeah.
I guess maybe I technically do because I pretend like I want to talk to people at my job that I don't want to talk to.
What do you do? What's your day job?
I work at Elsewhere Brewing. I'm just like running food to people. So
you're the role of a lifetime serving food or running food? I like it. Yeah. Okay. So every day you have to like, who's the character of this server today? I like that. Okay, so you were born straight, right? And then you were subjected to a lot of homophobia just because of your name.
Yes.
To varying degrees of irritation.
Yeah.
And then you discover you're bi. Talk about that a little bit. So how do you feel from like, oh damn, they might have been right a little bit? Do you know what I'm saying? Was there a vibe of that, and that might have kept you in the closet longer, or?
It was like, because I just experienced so much like negative things about like people saying about gay people like in my family or like that I was friends with.
Yeah.
You know, so it was always just kind of like I didn't like have a problem with gay people, but in my mind I was like, oh, like I can't. What
would you think? What was the negative thing? Was it just, you know, gay people are nasty, or they're going to hell?
It wasn't like that, but it was like constantly like making fun of gay people. I will say, I remember one time there was this like gay football player that got drafted.
Okay.
And he kissed his boyfriend,
Michael Sam's. Yeah, they had a
cake.
They had a cake too, and that like when you saw the video of that moment, there was a cake to the side too. Like, you know, this is not a cake event. Yeah. But anyways, so go ahead.
My grandma, I remember this moment. I remember her saying this to me because this is like around the time where I was like thinking, oh, I might be whatever. And she was like, you know, I just think it's nasty that they did that on television. And I was like, whoa.
That's kind of fucked
just
up.
Out of nowhere. We weren't even talking about it. My grandma doesn't watch football.
Right?
So
That's
I was
so
like, where
funny.
is this coming from?
Wow.
Yeah.
I can see that though, because it really hurt his career.
Yeah.
Like he came out too early, and made like good on him for trying to do what he was trying to do. But it was like he could have made more of an impact probably if he'd waited just a little bit longer and had a good track record. Yeah. But yeah, I remember him and the boyfriend. And the boyfriend to me, I don't know if they're still together. I'm assuming they're not. But the boyfriend to me looked like this is all his idea. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the cake, because it wasn't he a white guy too? Yeah. Oh my God, I can't. So maybe your grandma was objecting to that part. You never know. Maybe she just was like, he doesn't love him.
She was looking deeper.
Yeah. No, but that's a very that's sort of the problem sometimes before you come out, if there's no positive role models and it's only negative reinforcement, and even grandma's coming in to take some digs, it's harder to absolutely. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be the thing that they all make fun of. Yeah. But then when you realize that, like especially with my family, well, they were making fun of me already, so fuck it.
They were.
I might as well enjoy some dick while I'm at it. Okay, so are you you're bisexual? Would you give it a percentage? Some bisexual people give it a percentage. You don't have to. I don't apply that label, but sometimes people like to quantify the amount of bi they feel.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have like
Okay.
a percentage.
Do you?
I don't think it's like.
Have you had romantic
stagnant.
relationships with men?
Yeah,
like dated.
I haven't dated any men.
Yeah.
But like I've kissed men, and I'm like, you know.
Yeah,
but,
we don't have to. We can get the list out. And, I'll get a
Well-
doll. I'll get the doll out, and you just show me where you've touched a man. That you don't have to get into the particulars. But what I always wonder is, like, with bisexual, is there a like? I prefer to have relationships with this sex, or vice versa, or it's just that's been the case, and you haven't met a guy that you've gone, oh, I want to date this person. And,
yeah, I think that is more of the case personally.
and you're in a relationship now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a
woman.
Ooh, plot twist. No, I'm just kidding. And she's a comic too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long y'all been together?
Yeah,
You better know.
It's a murky conversation.
Oh, really? When's your anniversary?
I don't think there is one.
Okay. Yeah, y'all don't do that? You don't know?
It's like we were like dating but not dating.
I got
for
you.
So long that it's like.
So you were friends before.
Yeah.
So it's hard to pick a number. But I wonder if I asked her, would she just be like October 4th? Blah, blah, blah. No?
I don't think so.
I'm going to have her on next. I swear to God. I'm going to ask her. How does she feel about you being bisexual and having same-sex attraction?
She doesn't care.
Is she also bisexual?
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Very cool. I'm trying to think of what else to ask without getting into like, who you fucking? Let's talk to me about the kind of guys you do like. Let's do celebrity. Who's your ideal? Like if you're going to say, this is what I say is an attractive man.
So actually, when I came out to my friends, I was like looking at a picture of Jaden Smith, and I was like,
okay,
you know what? I am bisexual.
Okay.
And then I literally walked out of the bathroom and just like told my friend, and he was like, what the fuck is going on?
It's like, what happened in the bathroom?
But yeah, so if I had to pick, I'd probably say Jaden Smith.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I want to make a slapping joke so bad, but I'm not. What did you think of that? What did you think of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock?
I am of the belief that these are two rich people and it has nothing to do with me at all.
Okay.
But I thought it was funny. I'm not gonna. My first reaction, I was watching it when it happened, and I laughed very hard. I thought it was very funny. I don't think he should have slapped him, but I thought it was funny.
So was it the slap alone that was funny, or was it the keep my wife's name out of your motherfucking mouth or whatever?
That was like,
to me, that was like, because when he slapped him, I was like, okay, whatever, but still not whatever exactly, but just like, all right. But then when he sat down and then he said that, I was like, oh, okay.
It sounded like he was like about to start crying.
I mean,
like,
and then she's just sitting there like, did I ask for this? You know what I mean?
I was just like, what just happened?
I have a hard time keeping up with the two of them, with Jada and Will, and like, so I didn't know about that. She has some. It's like a podcast, but it's like a video podcast.
Red Table Talk.
Yeah, where she talked about having an affair on him and the guy and like I didn't know any of that, so all I saw was him getting up and slapping Chris Rock, and I'm like, okay, well maybe there's a beef between the two of them. And then my friend's like, no, you need to go back and listen to all the, and I didn't. I watched like the videos.
Yeah.
But still, it's like that's a lot of like
we just
information out there for everyone to like. I don't know. Like Will, I could see how Will Smith could be at the end of his rope in just the terms of like how much everybody knows about his fucking business.
Yeah, we just watched a man snap on television.
So his son, you want to be in that family? Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Jaden, what's he done lately? Because he was in a couple movies. He was in Karate Kid, or the next Karate Kid, was it? It was just a reboot. It was just a straight up reboot. It
was a reboot, yeah.
With Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
It was okay, I guess. I don't know. Did you see it?
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
I saw it when I was a kid. It was pretty bad.
Okay. And but nothing really recently, right?
He had this like skateboarding movie that he had come out.
Okay.
He's been putting out music.
Interesting.
I think he's been modeling as well.
Okay.
He's been doing a dibbling and dabbling.
So how do you feel about him in the white Batman suit at Kanye and Kim's wedding? Was that
was weird. He does. I feel like sometimes I'm like, hey man.
I have that in my phone. Like I have a little collection of photos that I look at from time to time that just when I feel like I'm in a bad mood. And one of them is him in the white Batman. I don't know why, because it just looks like it's such a perfect. I don't know.
I feel like that's.
And then he wore that to a wedding. I'm like, come on now.
That's what happens like when you don't go to public school ever. Like, why would you do that?
Right. That's what happens when you've met Xenu, because they're Scientologists, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
I don't know if we should even talk about it on the podcast. I'm afraid. Okay, so do you feel like we've discussed your bisexuality in its fullest? Was there anything else you have? Any other comments?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know.
Do you feel like you're coming out over and over again, like as bi?
No.
Like that's something that you have to like as you meet new people, though.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, you're in a relationship, so it's probably you're not in an instance where you're dating. But when you were dating, at what point would you tell a woman that you're bisexual?
Normally, like, probably one of the first times that I meet them in person.
I feel like there used to be way more of a stigma on men who are bisexual than women, and I feel like that's definitely changed. I mean, it's still there. Like that somehow that I even just saw somebody post a video where Virgo twins, is that so it's some rap song where the guy's like, I'll fuck your girlfriend and your brother.
Oh no.
Yeah. And it's like embedded in a very straight song. It's like the first guy's straight and it's just like pussy. Yeah. I'm paraphrasing, of course, shout out to the Virgo twins. But then the second verse, this guy's like, oh, hey buddy, put those weights down and back that fucking, and it's like, I don't know. I just watched
There's a lot of rappers now.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Like gay infiltrating everything. So like gay infiltrating like hip hop culture. Gay, which it's not even infiltrating because it's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
But the same thing with country music. It's sort of happening. Like Lil Nas X sort of did both at the same time.
Yeah.
And now there's these country stars like Fancy Haygood and what's his name, Orville Peck, and they're just gay. It's just gay. It's just gay. And it's like, oh wow, you know what? Country, it seems like the straightest, whitest like thing, but then you put a gay guy in there or a lesbian in there, and it's like, oh no, it's gay as hell, just like everything else. Have you had a bad reaction from a woman, like telling her, hey, I'm bi, and then being like, you gay or whatever?
Besides my mom, no, not really.
And how does mom feel about it now?
My family does not talk about it at all.
Okay.
It does not get brought up. But I remember when I told my mom, she was like, I always knew.
Okay.
I just don't want that life for you. I was like, all right. Here we go.
But you know what? I hate to say it, but that's your mom is probably from the time frame of like being gay is very closely associated with having AIDS or having less rights, really. And that's how my parents were. My parents were like, you're going to die of AIDS. And I was like, I haven't even sucked a dick yet. Let's pump the brakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about the identity before we talk about the activity. Yeah. You know what I mean? But, okay, cool. Well, I think you did great. From all my score here, I've been keeping a meticulous score. And you are, in fact, bisexual. So congratulations.
Wow. I'm glad I passed.
Yeah, you can tell people. I used to do a joke about bisexuality, about the way gay people treat bisexuality. It's like tableside guac. It's like, oh, you're bisexual? Here's an avocado. Prove it,
People tell me that all the time.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Sure.
I've never seen you with a man.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen you with a girl.
Well, and I will say that probably when I started comedy 10 years ago, that was my attitude because I didn't know. Everyone I knew who was bisexual for a period of time before they became gay. It was like like you have a layover in fucking bisexual town or whatever. And only doing comedy and meeting millennials and Gen Z have I met people who truly identify as bisexual. And sometimes it's just biromantic. So it's like, oh yeah, well, I'm in a heterosexual relationship, but I still have attraction to the same sex. And maybe you'll never see me act on it. But that's not the point. The point isn't, bisexual show me. Yeah. It's bisexual tell me. That's your identity. I accept your identity, And I think more gay people could do that. especially my generation, because I think I think the younger generations, it's like, oh, if you say you're bi, sure, okay, fine.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
like
nobody cares. It's to the point where, like, at some point, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna stop doing this podcast because people are gonna come on and be like, I'm poly and I do not identify as male or female. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess straight people are over then. We're done.
There's no more.
Okay, so now you're bi, but I want you to activate your straight side, okay? Because you're going to be answering a lot of questions, and I want you to tell me why you think straight people like these things, and then we're gonna run through a list of stuff, and you're gonna tell me whether they're gay, straight, or bi. If you want to be bi, we can do it. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. What is the straightest brand of clothing? When you think of clothed straight people, what brand are they dripping in?
Vineyard Vines.
Vineyard Vines.
Yeah.
Great answer. I haven't heard that one. That's good. Okay. The straightest genre of music.
The straightest genre of music, probably I would still say country music.
Okay.
I feel like.
All right. The straightest sport.
Baseball.
Okay. The least straight, the gayest sport.
MMA.
I had an MMA fighter. His episode's actually coming out next week. Justin McCullum, and straight, very straight. And I was like, I go, oh, I should come to a fight. He goes, yeah, half the audience is gay guys.
I believe it.
Watching people beat the shit out of each other. And he's like a bantamweight, this kid. So he was like maybe 150 pounds, but he still looked like he could kick my ass. I was terrified the whole time he was at the house. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, a wrestling coach tried to get me to wrestle when I was in high school, and I was like 150 pounds. And then I met one of the wrestlers, and he was very short and very built. And I was like, bro, why did you ask me to do this?
It's like you're the wrong kind of 150.
Yeah.
The tall 150. Like, you need the little... Because he's one of those people who's like... He's got to be 5'6" and then just jacked. Okay. Gay sport. Why do straight men love cargo shorts so much?
I feel like straight men have a lot of things to put in their pockets, maybe. They little knives that they carry around.
Little knives. Okay. All right. Well, you did live in Savannah for a while, so I guess that feels like a Savannah answer. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Why do straight men draw dicks on everything?
You know, that one I don't know. Maybe, I guess like because they look funny.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little shock value thing.
You're bi. Do you draw like a dick and a pussy? Would you do that?
No, I can't draw. I don't draw anything.
You don't draw nothing?
I don't draw anything.
Okay.
Horrible.
Okay. Why do straight men piss in Gatorade bottles?
I have done that before. And it was out of laziness.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. You tell me whether this is gay or straight.
Okay.
Gossip.
I think it's both.
Both?
Both.
Okay. Testimony.
Straight.
Okay. Shirts.
Straight.
Blouses.
Straight.
Tacos. Hard shell.
Straight.
Burritos.
Burritos are gay, I would say.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom. The beach.
Straight.
Mountains. The mountains.
The mountains.
Yeah.
You know, straight and like bisexual women love the mountains.
Okay. The beach. Oh, I already said that one. Juniors.
Juniors?
Juniors.
What are juniors?
Like juniors. Like, you tell me.
Oh.
It's word association. You tell me. Juniors, gay or straight. And whatever you think I mean by juniors. You said straight?
Yeah.
Seniors.
Straight.
Straight, okay. Beef.
Straight.
Straight. Tofu.
Gay.
Army.
Gay.
Okay. Navy.
Straight.
Marines.
Gay.
Air Force.
Straight.
20th Century Fox.
Straight.
A24.
Gay.
Weed.
Gay.
Marijuana.
Straight.
CBD.
Bi.
Poppers.
Gay.
Jalapeno poppers.
Gay.
Okay. All right. Okay. You want to change any answers? I'm joking. Okay. Final question. You're at a wedding. This is some white people wedding. So you're in a barn, and it is a dry wedding, no alcohol. So you're drinking lemonade out of a mason jar with the name of the bride and groom written on it, like their mother did them all. And they're so cute. They got cupcakes instead of a regular cake because they wanted all kinds of different cakes. And it's time for the father of the bride daughter dance. And so they get up there, and what song starts playing?
I don't know why, but that song that's like Country Road, Take Me Home. That song.
Just keep singing it.
I don't know the
to the place I belong, West Virginia, mountain high. Take me home, country road. I think that's the whole song. That's a weird one.
That's what popped into my head.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Some people are like always doing really sexual, like gross sexual ones. So that one's good. Okay. I mostly just like to hear people sing the song. So thank you for that. That's great. Okay. So great job. Tell people where they can find you. So I got your Instagram
at Gabe Bird.
Gabe Bird.
Gabey.
Okay.
Bird.
Yeah.
And my Twitter is at Catfish Gabe.
At Catfish Gabe.
Yeah.
And it's Gabe Haynes, Haynes.
Yes.
The N is in there for sure. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. My name's Ian Aber. This has been Straight People. We're back doing weekly episodes. If you'd like, please do a review of us on Apple Podcasts. It's so important. And I beg every week, and nobody ever does it. I know, right? But our listenership is up. I'm a big shout out to all the folks in India who are listening. We got a lot of folks all of a sudden listening in Australia. So good on you, mate. That was terrible. That was such a bad. I need to get Powell on here because he does a good Australian. But Gabe is killing it all over Atlanta. Go follow him on Instagram. He's super funny. Please check us out on the Helium Podcast Network. My name's Ian. This is the end of the episode. I'm pressing stop now.